Namaste. I'm Teresa Von Braun, spiritual consultant, Seosis Mystery School. You can reach me through my website, teresavonbraun.com. So today I'm going to channel from my guide Adam, who's been with me through my whole illustrious career, and we will talk on the state of the universe from one that's even more out there in it than I am. So give me a minute to bring him in, and then we will talk about what's happening these days après election. It'll be interesting to hear what he has to say. Okay. Greetings, Earthlings. I've always wanted to say that. I'm going to talk to you now about this particular time. It is this particular time that is most important, that what humans need to realize is that this is their home, this is their planet, this is where you are living, this is where your life is. You need to care for it, you need to love it, you need to take care of it. You need to treat the earth as your mother. You need to treat the earth as that which gives you the sustenance to live. You need to treat the earth because it is the same vibration and energy as your bodies. You are one with the earth as is one with the divine. So it is important to realize this. Whatever you do that harms the earth, the mother, it harms you. And you need to realize this. Now is a time on the planet where all people need to take responsibility, where all people need to do the work, where all people need to walk their talk, where all people need to do what is necessary. You cannot just rely on government. You cannot rely on certain people. You cannot tag one person as a light worker and another as not. All humans are light workers if they will allow themselves to be. This is something that we all have in common, is the light. It is what we all have in common is the truth. What we all have in common is the oneness. And I say we because I have been embodied many times. So I am not from another galaxy recently. I've been on Earth until a few hundred years ago. So I remember much more the majesty and the beauty of the planet than you have now. And that is sad. That is grievous to many of us that are looking upon this beautiful, beautiful Eden that is being destroyed. And being destroyed and being destroyed over and over again. There is no reason to destroy the earth. The earth will give you everything you need if you are not greedy, if you are not bent on destruction. We do not understand, those of us that have been embodied before and those of us that are just viewing what this planet is undergoing at this time, that we don't understand how you can destroy that which you live. I think the term is shitting in your own nest, and that is what humans have done, and they have done it, and they've done it, and they've done it. And so the next cannot take anymore. There's still some time to turn this around, but I need to be adamant here that it is time to turn this around. This is a very potent time. Yes, in this country, the election was won by someone who says they will do better care of the environment, and we all pray that that is true. And we believe that is true, but they cannot do it alone. Every individual needs to stand up for Earth. Every individual needs to be in right alignment with the planet and what they are doing. And that is important to understand, that each and every one of you, of us, is responsible for the continuing of life in this particular kind of body at this particular time, in this particular level, okay, of awareness. So you must do your work. You must do the work. You must do your own personal inner work to align yourself with the truth and with the divine and with the planet herself. And you must do the outer work. You must work to be the crusader, if you will, to be the hero, if you will, to be the person that goes out to fight the good fight for the planet. She needs defending. She needs love. She needs taken care of. That is up to you. That is up to you. That is up to all humans. No one more responsible than others. Some may be in a better position or role to be able to do a little more about it, but Humanity needs to do something about it. All of humanity, not only this country, all countries. If there has ever been a time for unification on this planet, it is now. We are so polarized and so split, and it is actually quite painful for those of us that are not in body now, or those of us that are looking onto this planet to see what will happen here. It is painful to watch the level of human denial, the level of human greed, the level of human destruction, pure destruction that keeps happening. There is no need for that. You have all the information, you have all the ways of doing life here without destruction, or without pollution, or without harming not only you, but if there is any more generations here, without harming further generations. The Native Americans talked about leaving the place in order for 7 generations to be able to love it and use it. We will be lucky if we get through this generation. So, it is up to you. You must do that. There is nothing else to be said. You cannot look to others. Words have no meaning. I mean, in a way that will be quite effective. If my words inspire you to do something, that is what is important. But your own soul must inspire you to do something. Your own heart must inspire you to do something. And I know many of you have been, and many of you have been trying to live a qualitatively good life, and that is important to realize that about yourself. But what else can you do? What else can you affect? What else can you stop from happening? And this is very important. Many people have put their lives on the line for this, for voting, for stopping something, for getting needs and equality met or understood. And what I have to say to you is that all your lives are on the line. All your lives are on the line. You destroy this planet, there isn't a planet B, as they say. There is a next one. I mean, there is, but you're not going to get there in your lifetime. And so that is important to understand. One of the major problems or concerns, shall we say, actual, to put in your terms, terrifying possibility, is a nuclear bomb going off. And so that is important right now to understand that the energy is so unexpected, the energy is so surprising, the energy is so volatile, the energy is so unstable, the energy is so able for anything to happen. And it may not be just this country or that country, but it is something to be aware of. And the beings from other galaxies, they are most concerned about that happening. They're concerned about this planet not being able to sustain life, because that will affect everyone in the galaxies, of course. But they are concerned about the atomic weaponry. They're concerned about some of the lasers and some of the energies that you use in your defense. Against what? We're not sure. But anyway, against others in defense, because that affects the grid, that affects the whole grid, that affects the etheric webbing of the whole universe that holds everything together, okay? It's important for you to allow yourself to realize how connected you are, and that if something happens here, it happens to the far reaches of the universe. There is no just happening on this planet. And just happening on this whole planet would be bad enough, but realizing that actions here affect other planets, other galaxies, other beings, other life forms that are around Earth. This is what called a lot of the, quote, alien beings to come in here to try to see if what could happen, if they could intervene in a positive way because of the atomic weaponry set off during the war and after the war. So this is not anything to play with. You know, do not let small children have matches or the gun. Do not let that happen. There needs to be more, what would be the word? More control, if you will, over your use of weaponry on this planet, from personal to public, from personal to the larger picture with everyone. So that is an important need to address. In fact, it is so important that it affects all energies greatly. And so we are warning you. You must be careful. You must be powerful. You must be strong. You must do the right thing. pick something and do it. Whatever your heart decides is right for you to do or to say. I've been saying this to you for actually decades. This has been going on in my channelings here for decades, and now is the time. Now is the time. It's no putting it off any further, okay? Humans have a great ability to put it off to the next generation, and the older generation has done that also, thinking that the newer ones will step in and make something happen. It's the children, the teenagers that are trying to change the climate. It is the children and the teenagers who are being shot down in schools that are trying to change that. So take responsibility, adults, take responsibility. You should lead your children, not follow them. You should lead your children and not put everything off to them. It is your responsibility. It is each human's responsibility for what they hand down to the next generation. And at this point in time, it does not look good, what you are handing down to the next generation, because by then it may be too late for them to be able to do enough about it. So it's dire. The time here is dire. Many of you are so happy because of the elections, okay? Many of you are sad because of the elections, but it is a dire situation on the planet, this extreme polarization, okay? It's a dire situation in terms of the greed and the negativity, okay? It's an extreme situation because of the paranoia of most of the leaders of the world, okay? Not just the one in this country. But that is important to realize, that there's a lot of paranoia running rampant, okay, on all levels, and that you must work with your own fear and your own paranoia so you're not adding to the problem. You are presenting clarity, you're presenting your light, because every human being is a light worker in a way, if they allow themselves to be. So go be light. Go be the divine expression that you each are. Namaste.